everyone. Hello and welcome to this week's Anime Club. Welcome to the smelly old art classroom where we meet every week to talk about our favorite anime. And where we watch 3 episodes. We here at Anime Club we adhere to the 3-episode rule, which is we'll try any anime for 3 episodes.
Do out 3 times.
And then we'll talk about it and we'll decide whether or not it's worth the time investment. My name is Phoebe and this is my lovely co-host
Kris.
Okay, great, thank you.
Sorry, I didn't know what was happening there.
Eventually you have to say your name. And we're carrying on from last week where we watched the original Trigun. We're now watching Trigun Stampede 2023. The reboot. And we've also got snacks. We've still got snacks.
Yes.
I'm mentioning those really early on because I really want to open this one that I've got in my hand.
But you got the tonguey one. Yeah.
Which is it looks like a kind of if an emoji was Willy Wonka.
Is that what you're getting from that?
Yeah. Are you not? Like
No,
a Willy Wonka wizard.
I thought it was like if Gandalf stuck his head out of the car and stuck his tongue out.
And the tongue trailed along longer and longer. Yeah, I can see that. So we got snacks.
It doesn't describe the sweet at all.
It doesn't. We got snacks. We got Vash, the Stampede. And we're ready to begin. Have you opened it already?
Yeah, it's fragrant.
Is it? Ooh.
Yeah.
I've got a bit of a blocked up nose, so... Oh, it is... Oh, it smells strongly of, like, botanical cola.
It's like a Fentimans.
For those of you who can't see us, if you're watching on the Spotify, we are just sticking these right under our noses and having a good old... It is like a Fentimans. Having a good old sniff. Oh, no. And Kris has now got white. Like, because it's covered in, like, a kind of icing sugar substance, and Kris has managed to smear it all over his nose and looking like he's just stepped out of an 80s drug den.
I need shoulder pads.
If this is gum, this was a mistake, because it's a lot of gum. Oh, it's sour. Oh.
I think it is gum.
I'm not sure.
I'm covered in flour, man.
It's covered in, like, cornstarch. You're covered in cornstarch. So, we've got our snacks. Let's get underway. Trigun Stampede. Oh, it's turned your tongue a colour. Mine's gone black. Yours has gone bright red. I love that for us. Okay. We are literally, the longer we do this series, the more childlike we become. And I think that's okay. I think that's a beautiful thing. How would you describe, Kris, how would you describe Trigun Stampede having come newly fresh to the first 3 episodes?
It is, right. Obviously, last week / 10 minutes ago, we watched the original Trigun 1998 one. And I think that this is what Trigun should have been. It's sorted every bugbear, everything negative I said about the original series. Well, I did like it, even though I might not have acted like it. I think
you spoke about it with a lot of love.
Yeah, I did point out quite a few faults in it, and I think all of these are addressed in it. It does have its new problems, because the first thing I noticed in this was that animation style is totally different.
So that's what I love about this. And at first I had a bit of a weird, like, oh, I'm not sure. Because it is... So it's computer-generated images, isn't it? And so actually you're operating... In order to animate, you're also operating a camera within a 3D landscape. You're really loving the fact that your tongue's gone bright red, haven't you? It's gone as red as Vash Stampede's coat. Yeah. If you're not careful, people will think you're the $60 double.
Oh, I would turn myself in. Could you imagine having 60 billion double?
But I think you're right. It is. It is. It feels like a necessary reboot. I would say of the original.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not. It's not a rehashing. It's they've looked at it with love and affection and gone, okay, we love this. We're going to keep this, and we're
Yeah.
going to update it, and we're going to use the latest technology in terms of animating it. And while it does take a bit of getting used to, I think what it gives you is some incredibly dynamic action scenes, which I absolutely adore.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
As I say, that was the main thing I noticed when I first started watching it. The animation, it did grow on us. I did look past it by the end of the third episode, because the pacing's a lot better. The story is a lot better because it's different to the original series. It is a reimagining of the manga. Both of them are the original and the reboot. It's a completely different season. Series. I don't know why I'm saying reboot. I would say it's a
kind of a
completely
reboot.
different thing.
It's like rebooting the universe in a way. It's like resetting it, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I think the original does have its place, but I think this blows it out of the water. This is everything that I look for in anime.
Yeah, I thought, and I agree. The story is very exciting. I think one of the things we were saying last week with Trigun is it takes a while to build. It takes a while for you to get into the story and to hit that main plot line and get hooked in. Whereas with Trigun Stampede, from the first episode, they're giving you like big mysteries, big kind of like strange scenes to unpick. They're giving you the kind of brother dynamic and some of the history there. And they're setting you up and they don't give everything away, but they give you much more, much quickly in a way that then allows you to settle into the world and watch it unfold. And I think because they're treating it as a single story that is spread out across multiple episodes rather than these individual stories that link together.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. And the thing that we love about Trigun, which is the characters, are largely the same, and all of them you can still fall in love with, I think.
Actually,
apart from the missing Millie.
Yeah, Millie is missing, but I really like the Roberto, who is the stand-in for the. Should we talk about what it's about?
Yeah, go tell us what's it about, and how would you pitch it to a friend who likes sci-fi but has never seen an anime?
Oh, you've thrown us there for a second.
Ooh, good.
like sci-fi.
Gotta keep it new. Gotta keep it fresh.
No, I should have thought about this before we did this. Like sci-fi, but can you do yours and I'll come back to it? I'll think about it.
So I would say if you like sci-fi, if you like mystery, if you like a world that's been blown apart by a single act and you're watching people try and piece their lives back together and trying to understand what's happening without them even really knowing that that's what they're working towards, because I think some of these characters are moving in Vash's world without realizing kind of what pieces of the puzzle that they hold.
Mm-hmm.
If you like all of that and you like kind of big storytelling, exciting action scenes, and getting used to something that is new, it's new technology kind of animating it, a very different looking anime than anything you might have seen before. And certainly I think one of the better examples of this type of anime in terms of the animation, then like if you want something slick story, slick images, and just absolutely baller action scenes, then try Trigun Stampede.
I was going to say I would say this isn't a Western anymore. Like a spaghetti sci-fi Western. This is a sci-fi action. Because it is jam-packed. Obviously the animation's gotten a lot better. A lot more people have guns in this.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more. Like in the first episode, there's a policeman that he kind of has a altercation with, and he fires a rocket in the sky which flies down mines, and he shoots it with a boulder, and it's just amazing to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say if you like sci-fi action, if you've never watched anime, I would say maybe similar to Firefly-ish.
I can see that.
Yeah, similar. I wouldn't say the same.
No, I can see that for sure. I've just put one of those candy tabs in my mouth.
Oh,
For my
we've
southern
not
friends,
done.
a tab is a fag. Much more sour than I was expecting. Instantly, my mouth is flooded with saliva.
Getting rid of that chuddy.
Yeah.
This is
Instantly.
Little Bob Dogs.
Mm.
So I can open the next one.
I'm
Sorry,
curious if you've got the same flavour as us. No, it's completely thrown me. I love how at the top of the packet though it says, "We support your no smoking by giving you these children's cigarettes." Yeah. So initial impressions. You said the animation style took a while to get to grips with. What were your first thoughts? Because at first I got a message from you going, "Not sure about this."
Yeah.
It's new and it's strange, and I'm old.
Do you know who it was who made us think what is this? It was was it the Nebraska family?
Yeah.
It was the little Nodge. There's a father and son. The father's tiny, and the son's like an abomination of a experiment. And the dad has like, would you say dreadlocks or long grey hair? He's got about three teeth. And I look at it and I was like, this kind of looks like the animation you would get if you got a strike at a bowling alley. But that was just him. I don't want to knock it on that.
It definitely gives Pinball Wizard, doesn't it? Do you remember Pinball Wizard energy? From like the themed games of pinball that you had like on a pinball simulator in like the noughties.
Yeah. But,
it does give that guy in particular gives that energy. But I kind of loved him, and I loved that whole story of the father and the son and the weirdly tender relationship that they. So this is the thing about Trigun Stampede that I really enjoy is it goes from these like really like intense action where people are like fighting for their lives to having these very tender, sweet character moments where it's just about like us being human to human and how we like, or human to abomination, as the case may be, or human to whatever Vash is, cyborg type.
Isn't he a plant?
I think that's a spoiler alert.
I'm genuinely asking because I don't know. I don't know in this one.
Think, yeah, you do find out later on exactly what he is, and you find out that there is a kindred relationship between them and the plants, who are these like dormant spheres of energy that are actually like living sentient creatures.
In the first episode, Vash rocks up to this town that's a bit worse for wear, and they're having problems with one of their plants.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But they catch you by surprise, those, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
This is the candy cigarettes, folks. They are. I'm going in for a second one while Kris talks because I don't think you can talk and munch on them.
Apparently you can't. But the plant gives the town electricity and services. I think because the first scene you see like a ship with seed on, and that's crashing towards Earth. That's got Vash and his little brother, who's called a Million Knives. It's very like apt when you see him later on. But
yeah, it is.
I think the idea is, from watching the original and the 3 episodes of this one, these seed ships are meant to give humans everything that they need to sustain life for a while.
Yeah.
Like purify water, give them heat, energy, light, that kind of thing. And they're powered by these big vats, and they've got like these balls in them. I don't quite know what they are. You probably find out later, but I don't know.
You do, and it is weirdly dark.
I like that though.
It gets weird. Yeah. I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I did want to watch ahead, but I didn't want to do a Phoebe and just watch ahead.
I am very bad at following instructions. That is fair.
But yeah, so he comes to this town and they're like, "Oh, Vash, come, our like water purification plant is on the blink again. Can you come in and have a look at it?" And you find out that Vash has this weird connection with these plants. As in, like, I don't know if the thing's called a plant or it's like a plant is in a factory plant. I don't know, but you find out that he has some.
I think it's
kind
deliberately
of
ambiguous, to be fair.
Yeah. But it this is the first episode you find this in the like in the original series that eked out over however many episodes it is for the series, and you find out at the end what the deal was with knives and everything. It just puts it right in your face and then continues on with the story, which is what I liked about me first initial impression of it. And I was like, yes, I want more of this. I know there's more characters coming from watching the original, but I'm not gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I kind of like that they play with the timelines a bit. So you see Vash and Nye as millionaires. The emo Vash.
Yeah.
You see Vash and his emo twin as children, and you get those jump cuts, and the story is revealed like in bits and starts. As part of that, but like very quickly you get some very big information, and yet the story still continues to build and still continues to like like they don't give everything away and then you're kind of like left wanting. Like there's still like they managed to maintain that pace really skillfully, really well. Talking a bit about the characters, who was your favorite character, do you think, in?
Surprisingly, Roberto. He's I love the old grizzled experienced bloke because he's got what you called not Millie, the other one,
Meryl,
yeah, Meryl Streep. He calls her the newbie because she's the both reporters. He's like the old grizzled bloke who's always smoking in the corner, like and I just like him as a character. I didn't think I would because I'm like, oh, where's me Millie? But I really did like him as a substitute.
To be fair, I didn't know Millie existed, so I found out Millie existed afterwards, and I was like, actually, I would like a Millie in this. But he's apparently coming in season 2. There is going to be a Millie. It's been confirmed by the creators of the anime.
Get in.
So don't worry, Millie fans, she will be there. But I agree. I think Roberto is actually a great like sub in, and having that grizzled, very cynical, because a lot of the characters in this are weirdly optimistic considering how dire the circumstances are. There's like a theme of like the human like spirit persevering through difficult circumstances. And having Roberto be a very cynical voice in that is quite funny. I think.
He seems to just get Vash as well, because there's a time where he tries to slip out of the town without anyone noticing. It was just like, oh, they're having a big party to celebrate something. I can't quite remember what it was. And he goes to slip out as in like, oh, I'm always on the road. I'm like, I've got to keep moving forward towards something. And this Roberto De Niro is his full name. It's just like
guess
at the door.
Who's he's based on?
Exactly.
As I said earlier, Al Pacino, right?
Obviously.
Roberto De Niro. Sorry, and then he says,
Oh no. He said something. I know he's waiting outside and he kind of gets it and he's just like, "Who were you running from?"
yeah.
He just clocks that straight away and he's like, "Oh yeah, you told us before in the initial meeting, your brother, Million Knives," which I don't know why he didn't pick up on the name.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That guy doesn't sound like he's got any problems. Million Knives.
Why are you scared of someone called Knives?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who did you have any characters that you wanted to see more or less of in that first 3 episodes?
Mm,
Like, like where are you hoping that they'll take you?
more or less of. I want to see more of Roberto, obviously.
Yeah.
I I want to see less of. I think Meryl's quite annoying in this. She gets on me titties.
I see. I think Meryl comes around. Like I agree. So when I first watched this, I was like, why are we so attached to Meryl? Like
Yeah,
maybe we can just leave her somewhere in the desert. Maybe it's fine. I think she does grow on you a bit. Um,
maybe he's.
but I think there is something about the kind of happy-go-lucky, plucky young reporter type is inherently annoying. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because she's asking really stupid questions sometimes, but very useful for giving out plot.
yeah. It's
So
weird
she's
that.
serving a purpose.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, but it is a bit like, oh, okay, Mary Sue,
yeah, yeah.
a little bit of that. Although I have to say, I love her outfits in it
Oh yeah,
with her
I
little
think the
hat.
the redesign from the other series to this one, I think
Yeah,
it's better.
yeah. I think the characters look cooler. Um, the other thing that I really like is so you kind of find out very early on that this ship has crashed into Earth
Yeah,
and the US or into Gunsmoke, which is the planet rather than Earth.
I think it's a different
Um,
planet now.
is it a different planet?
I think so.
Well, it's wherever they are. It's smashed into the ground. This these spaceship and um and the towns that people have made in this wasteland are made out of bits of crashed ship. Like they're built around bits of the crashed ship, and I think it looks awesome. Um, and that kind of exploration of the landscape feels like, yeah, it feels more epic, I would say.
Yeah,
Um, and it feels rich and like for a series which is inherently not very colourful, you feel like it is a bit of a feast for the eyes,
yes.
which I kind of love, like very detailed.
I really like the background and the scenery
Yeah,
of everything as well. I know you
yeah,
mentioned it
yeah.
in the other one, where about the color palette. I think this is where the 3D animation shines a bit.
Mm,
I don't think it takes a bit to getting used to in characters, especially weird scientist fathers with 3 teeth. But landscapes looks amazing.
yeah. The thing I also find interesting about the animation, I don't know if you had the same thing. The the characters are so expressive, like their expressions can change much more
Yeah,
quickly than something that's like hand drawn anime. And it
yeah,
gives them there's a touch of the uncanny valley, I think, to it. Like
hmm
how yeah, how they've mapped expressions on it's like even though it's very obviously stylized, it's very obviously anime, it's a
hmm
touch too human for it to sit like
yeah.
entirely comfortable. And I think that's something that really took me a while to get used to.
I thought that was because when it goes into 3D and they're
Yeah.
portraying the same emotions and body language as if they were at a 2D animation.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think, like, do you know when a normal character they'll do this with their arms or something while they're talking, which is fine in 2D, but when the 3D animation it looks like jarring a bit.
Yeah,
Same
yeah.
messaged you saying the only gripe mainly is that animation and me not getting used to it, so I think it's a me problem. But like when
Change
I
is
got
scary for the old.
I know that's why I'm thinking it is a very me problem.
I know I had the same thing though, because at first I was like, I'm really not sure about this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a fight scenes where they're moving unnatural ways where it's like I think it would have looked not natural, but like it would have looked better if it was in 2D.
Yeah. I wonder or the other thing I wonder is that kind of motion capture. So I think there's a step beyond this where this kind of animation uses more motion capture and it becomes even more creepy because it's even more human. And
Right.
that I would love to see. Where they're mapping like they're getting in actors to like act out a scene and they're mapping them.
Well, I
Um,
mean, they do that for like video games and that now, don't they?
yeah, yeah. Well, they do, and they've been doing it for like hand drawn animation for a very long time. They take stills of like, well, famously, like Walt Disney did for Ursula in The Little Mermaid, had Divine, the drag queen, and got Divine in to just do like some like very extreme expressions, and then they use that to form Ursula's kind of
Oh, I didn't know that.
um yeah, yeah. There we go. A little bit of fact. Not anime related at all, but it's animation related.
I'm a
Um,
little bit disappointed they didn't just get a real mermaid.
why didn't they get a real octopus sea witch?
I don't know.
Where's the representation, Kris? um, yeah. So who's your favorite character so far? So we got Roberto.
Mm-hmm.
And my next question probably, I don't know, maybe it doesn't necessarily apply, which was, do you think Roberto is anime boyfriend material?
Boyfriend. He would look after us. He'd always have a tab for us.
He'd always have a tab for you.
Mm, but
He
no,
seems to understand the importance of going to the pub.
I think he'd be a selfish lover. I don't know.
That of all the reasons why not, that was the one I was least expecting. Do you know, I don't think he'd be selfish. I think he might cry afterwards. I think the man hasn't been held for a while. And that's okay. I don't mind that. You know, just give the poor guy a cuddle. What were some of the so like we watched the first 3 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to carry on watching, do you think?
Definitely. I wanted to watch more, but we had to record this.
Yeah. So quite frankly, Anime Club is currently getting in the way of me watching more anime.
I know.
Which is the opposite of what we were doing. Oh my god, your tongue is so black.
I put the other chewing gum in.
That looks
Forgetting.
horrific. Mine's faded now.
Yeah.
Wow. For people at home, it looks like Kris has some sort of plague. It's just like his tongue has gone completely black. There are some things that are just never cease to be amusing from when the age of 4 to all the way to 34.
Mm-hmm.
And sweets that change the inside of your mouth, top notch.
It's like
So
them.
we're
Can you remember
passing
the
these
Monster
snacks.
Munch?
Oh, that turned your tongue blue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do remember the Monster Munch. Yeah. I'm gonna have my other one, which I think is the red one this time. What were some of the high points for you for your first 3 episodes? What bits did you really love?
The amount of action, the
Mm-hmm.
plot that actually give you like straight away. You see inside of the working ship. You see
Yeah.
inside of a plant straight away. They explain that these two things power the whole city. And there was a bit of I don't know. I don't think in the original in the 1998. I think Vash was a bit more happy-go-lucky kind of thing. This Vash is a bit more brutal. I think he's seen a lot more. Which, to be fair, you see people getting, I mean, millions of knives lives up to his names. It has millions of knives. I don't know how the parents knew that when they were born, but he's got millions of lives.
Well, here's the question, Kris: were they born?
I don't know.
Exactly.
If I wasn't doing this, I might know.
Yeah.
I'll be watching.
If you didn't keep asking me questions, woman,
Exactly.
I could go find out.
But yeah, it genuinely made us want to go and watch the next one.
Yeah.
Where the other one, it was like kind of a slow pace. I could, if I wanted to drop off and then drop into it. It's that kind of, I'm not missing that much. But yeah, action packed.
And I think
makes us want to watch more.
Because it's one big story, it also makes you want to kind of like, breaking it feels like you're breaking the experience a little bit. You kind of want to watch it all in one go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you watch this subtitled or dubbed?
Of course I watched it dubbed. I always watch it dubbed.
So
Did you watch subtitles or dubbed?
So, right, normally, since I've been doing
I always
this,
feel slightly embarrassed when you ask me that question because I'm like, oh, I know.
I watched this subbed because I really like the Japanese voice actors on this, and
Nice.
I think if I can help it, I'll listen to them. If I'm busy at work or doing something or watching it in the background, I'll watch it dub. But this one, I couldn't not watch it. I started watching it in dub, and I thought, actually, no, my eyes are glued to the screen.
I'm going to give this my full attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a full attention one because that many things happen in it.
Yeah. I'm so glad that you had that experience because I loved this when I first watched it, and when we were talking about doing at the end of Cells at Work, the Cells at Work episode, go back. There's a playlist on Nerdy Up North.
Hey.
YouTube, if you want to go back and watch an old episode.
It's 2 weeks ago, that.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. Oh, time flies when you're having fun. I got genuinely excited because, like, the fact that you haven't seen it, and it's that moment where you're like, "Oh, I really want to share something with my friend and hear what Kris has to say about it." So the fact that you actually enjoyed the experience has like made my day.
Yeah, I genuinely really did.
Because it is, I think it's a really fun one. I would have no qualms about recommending this to anyone. Like whether or not you're an anime fan, if you're a sci-fi fan, if you're an action fan as well. Like there are some people that we know that are like love an action film, and I'd say you could probably get on well with this. Yeah.
Definitely.
Where do you hope it goes? What would you like to see once I stop talking to you and you can go back to work?
I'm only joking, you know.
No, I know. Like, after this, I'm going to make you do another episode.
I make you watch Pokemon. Yeah, all of them.
All them.
I really hope it goes into the relationship with, because I'm getting a lot more plot in this series. I hope they go into the Vash and Knives thing a bit more.
Yeah.
Hope they go into Wolfwood a lot more as well, because he was. Oh, you haven't seen it. Sorry, I'll say.
It's really hard not wanting to share the things that we love and the spoilers for the things that we love.
I'm really bad for it as well.
Yeah, me too.
I'm like, oh, did you know this guy dies? No, I do.
What the thing I do is like, what did you think when so and so died? I've just assumed that they've got there, and they're like, wait, so and so dies?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So you want to see more knives?
More knives. And what was up with his hoodie? His little slug hoodie.
I loved the slug hoodie. It's weird though. It's unsettling. And then, but also the reveal, because at first you think, oh, he's just a freak and a weirdo. And then the reveal of him looking so much like Vash.
Yeah, because he had like a what's he called? The freak who lives under the stage who plays the organ. Phantom of the Opera.
Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, him, the freaky man. he had
For a
like
minute, in my head, I went Phantom Menace, and I was like, no, that's not right. It's a very different film.
yeah, Ewan McGregor.
That freak who lives under the stairs and plays the,
Yeah,
the organ, Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, because like when you first see him, he's in like a little coat that he looks like a slug, or the caterpillar from A Bug's Life, but grey.
Yeah,
he's playing
and
the
kind
organ.
of weirdly metal.
And then he's just like, it looks exactly like Vash.
Yeah,
but he's had a makeover. He's had a short haircut, sort of these locks out. He's got some bigger glasses.
And as a child, he's got like an unsettling mannerism to him, like classic creepy child.
Yeah,
very weird.
I think if my parents saw him, they would be like, "Oh, he hasn't really grown into his legs yet." That's how he moves. He's just like clumsily bumbling about.
Like a newly born giraffe with millions of knives. Yeah. Do you think it holds up with 2025 eyes? But I think that was a question we had but 2 years after it was made, Kris. What do you think?
I think it's good. Yeah. I'm actually, because of this, I'm gonna give some more similarly animes a try, because I know that there's Berserk have done a similar thing.
Oh, have they? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's on Crunchyroll.
Ooh.
They've got obviously they have their original series of one arc, and then it just fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
No more.
Also, Berserk, I feel like there's emotional damage. Like, I mean, I think you're going to have to brace yourself for Trigun Stampede for the emotional damage. But if we're going to do a Berserk episode, Lord, I'm going to need I don't know, I'm going to need some healing afterwards.
Oh, you see, I like it. Because Molly sometimes watches films to cry. And it's just like, this is my series to watch if I want to feel a bit sad.
Just want to mope a bit.
Yeah. If I just want to stand on top of a cliff and just stare at the distance kind of mood, I'll just watch Berserk.
Yeah.
Because I don't live near any cliffs.
Sounds like that might be a good thing.
Yeah.
If you're getting urges, probably
not to jump off, just to stand.
Yeah, to brood. I call a similar feeling. It's I want to go crazy in the North Wing, wearing an old Victorian nightgown. So it's like, like evil. There's always some crazy woman's ghost, like a kind of Mrs. Rochester type character in old spooky houses. And I always feel like the North Wing is the most brooding of the wings. If you have a house with many wings,
Not relatable.
Which I don't have, but I have been to National Trust places where I think I could brood here quite comfortably.
Phoebe went to National Trust places and bought them.
Yeah. I bought them just to store things in.
Yeah.
Don't even live in them.
not even big things as well. It's like, oh,
I don't know, teeny tiny things. Just a single pencil in an entire ballroom. Which is really annoying though, because the rubber is on the other side of the house. You'd think I'd invest in one of those double-sided ones? No.
Nah. False economy.
Total false economy. So yeah, last parting thoughts for Trigun. You definitely, so it sounds like we've got a winner. You're definitely going to watch it. And it's inspired you to try more anime of a similar vein, which I think is like the highest compliment.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a chance.
Yeah. Nice.
I mean, before then, I'm sure the biggest reception that I heard about this when it came out was change. Nobody likes change. I hate this because it's different. And I kind of just like, I was just like, I'll watch it eventually, and it always goes to the back of your mind, back of the queue.
Yeah.
But this is kind of like jump started as being like, okay, give it a watch, and loved it.
Yeah. Well, I commend you for approaching it with a really open mind, because an open mind and a black tongue. Just again for the Spotify viewers, occasionally Kris, as I'm talking, just like shows me his tongue while I'm talking. It's really making me giggle. I commend you for coming at it with like a really open mind, because I think it's really easy when you have an anime that you love, and anime fandom can be incredibly like zealous, and like incredibly like ardent. To be able to say, actually, I'll give the reboot a go, I think is like sometimes that can feel counter to what you read online. But I'm glad that you did, and I'm glad that you enjoyed it, because I also enjoyed it, but I had nothing to like compare it to until recently. And I'm glad I watched the older one, because it's given me a new appreciation for Trigun Stampede for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird when people like fans kind of go off it at something now, or say it's rubbish just because of a singular reason, like the animation style. I kind of don't pay much heed, but if everyone says it's amazing, I'll watch it straight away. But I'll not automatically think it's rubbish because of what everyone says, what a lot of people are saying. Like, I really liked the live action Cowboy Bebop.
I didn't mind it. I thought, as far as live action goes, wasn't that bad.
But people went on as if it was the end of the world, as if like the producer of that series pissed through their letterbox, knocked and asked how far it went in. It was mental. I was like, there's no need.
There really isn't, and this is why we wanted to start Anime Club in our dirty old art classroom.
Yeah, there's some art, little ghost.
Yeah, nice. I've got a Displacer Beast, but you can't really. Is partly because we wanted to have that really positive experience with anime, where even if we find something that we're not so sure about, that we still look for the good in the thing, and we give it a go, even if the first episode doesn't win us over. That's the I think the 3-episode rule is the kind of positive thing about it. Is like we'll give it a go, like up to 3 episodes. We'll give you a chance to, even if it's like got a shaky start.
Yeah.
It feels like a really positive place. With that in mind, are you ready to pick our next week's anime?
Am I picking?
Well, I thought we could pick together. We've got 3 options, all of which have been recommended in either YouTube comments or Facebook comments.
Right.
We've got I'm gonna for Frieren Beyond Journey's End, which was our first ever recommendation on our first ever podcast. So part of me is rooting for it for that reason and that reason alone. We've got Dorohedoro, which has come from the Facebook group, I think.
Right.
In comments. And we've got Samurai Champloo, which has come from Facebook and also from real life conversations with people.
First of all, have you seen any of those?
So I've seen Samurai Champloo only. I haven't seen the other 2.
So I've seen Samurai Champloo and Dorohedoro.
Okay, Dorohedoro. So
my vote is the first ever recommendation we've got.
First ever recommendation for it feels like if we're going to do a recommendation, let's do the first one the first time we do a recommendation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, in that case, we're going to go with Frieren Beyond Journey's End.
Sorry, what was that? I didn't quite catch it.
Yeah, Frieren Beyond Journey's End.
How do you spell that?
Let's go. That's going to be our option. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. I'll just find out what it's called from you after.
Yeah. I'll send it to you written down so that you can... And also we'll probably put it somewhere, like actually spell it out for people so they know what's coming, because like you won't get it from what I've just said. That really was my best attempt. Which
It's
is what
fine,
is
it's
so tragic. Lovely. Okay, so that's what we know what we're doing next. In that case, thank you very much, everyone, for coming to Anime Club. We will now end this meeting of Anime Club. You may leave the smelly old art classroom. If
Put
you
chairs on the
enjoyed
table.
this, make sure you tuck your chairs under the table. If you enjoyed this, give us a like, give us a comment, subscribe to Nerdy Up North so you can keep watching us. We've got a playlist on there now. You can also catch us over on Spotify or wherever you get your normal podcasts from. We would love to hear what you think about. I'd personally love to hear what people think about Kris's Black Tongue and Trigun Stampede.
Yeah.
And also, like as we said, we're taking suggestions for future episodes. Like, tell us some of your favorite anime, and we'll do the 3-episode. We'll give it the 3-episode test. And also, Nerdy Up North is full of really cool people talking about very, very nerdy things. So you can also catch Kris over on Top Grumps. If you enjoy chaos and ranking all over the place, that is a great podcast. One of my personal favourites on Nerdy Up North. Just because it is, you're never quite sure what you're going to get. And I'm still pushing for a Mr. Blobby episode. We've also got like horror. We've got the horror podcast with Monster Mondays. We've got the beautiful women of Wonk, who are just like uplifting, positive. I think they're the nicest, positive people on Nerdy Up North.
At war with them.
By like a long shot. Come over to the Discord and you will understand. You will get the lore behind the Top Grumps versus Wonk war, which I think is very much a one-sided war, because I don't think Wonk war with anyone. The women of nerd culture, they're too lovely to war.
Behind the scenes.
I don't believe you. And also we've got some really cool stuff on the website, so you can just Google Nerdy Up North, it all comes up. And we've got some poems, we've got amazing film reviews and stories and articles about various nerdy topics. And Paul is always up for accepting more kind of stuff, more articles. If there's something you want to talk about, then reach out and come join us on Facebook or Discord. And also, if you like gaming and stuff, if you like wrestling, check out the Nerdy Up North Twitch, because we've got Rumblecast and Jake and Kris and other people streaming. You can also watch Kris and I go head to head in Minecraft and turn Minecraft into a PvP activity. And honestly, it's been it's been a long time. I think I spent a good hour like laughing so hard I cried. Just us trying to mine each other's faces. So
yeah.
yeah. So come along. We'll look forward to seeing you then. See you later, folks.
Bye.
Bye. Love you.